Hello everybody, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Hopefully with less edits this time. So yeah, picking up where we left off, we are heading to this location in order to clear out Rued's men so that we can get our farmer army up and running. Uh, Luckily, we get to take our whole crew with us, which is always nice. Oh, I did not realize that I was, had that. I also realized while editing the last part, is like, I finally equipped the spear so that I had a different weapon to use, and then I basically had to cut out all of the parts where I was using it because, well, unfortunately, you know, that was the parts where it was basically me making the video and not the game. So, well, I mean, obviously the gameplay is a big part of it, but aha, fucker, try and shoot me with an arrow, will you? Did we get them all, or are we? No, it still says to clear out his men, so odds are there's more up here. Also, in between parts, I looked up, well, I say in between parts, like maybe 5 minutes ago, I did this. I looked up how to get Excalibur just to see if it was as annoying as the last piece of Thor's equipment, and it is not. We should probably get it before we're done England, I would imagine. I don't know that for sure, because I don't know off the top of my head which locations are like level, or like what level some of the locations are at. Basically, it's just artifacts. We need to collect tablets, which we should already have one of, actually. If I go into my inventory, I might have one of them already. I thought that they were these other things we were collecting that were showing up, but now I don't think so. It should be Burger's offer. Oh, we still have their daggers. Interesting. This thing maybe? No. Warning to warlocks, mild hunt. Sure. I don't. Who are we supposed to? What are we supposed to do with these? I may actually have to look up what the fuck I do with these. Really, I could have swore that the one, because there's one location that's in East Anglia where we get the item, unless it's in Mysterious Hilt Tablet. Oh, probably this thing here then. It's one of the mysteries or one of the artifacts that you just collect that show up on the world. This one, I think, was somewhere over here. But there's, I want to say, 8 of those that we have to do in and around, yeah, online service error. My internet is currently being upgraded, but thankfully we don't need internet to play the game. So I think that there's some in Oxford, I think there's some in Essex, Sent, and maybe in Sussex, I'm not sure. Which are all, honestly, actually pretty low. I think that's where all of them were anyway. I could be wrong, maybe. But I think so. So if it's true, then wow. We might actually get it long before we finish England. But anyway, there's 8 of those tablets that we have to find, and then to go with them, there are 3. There are 3 of those zealots that we have to fight, like the order zealots, that also have a tablet on them. So once we get all 11 of them, there's another location we can go to, and it works the same as the daggers, where you go there, you put them all in, and then you get the thing. And in this case, the thing is Excalibur. is there not stairs to go up? Because I know we have to blow the horn, if you don't remember. There's a horn here that's... Or maybe it's a bell that we have to ring. Either way, we have to signal that we have indeed taken out all of Rued's men here. But yeah, and then that's it. You just collect all the pieces, go to the place, and then you get Excalibur. And it's apparently a really good sword, which I would hope so. I mean, if they're going to put Excalibur in a game, it better be fucking amazing. If not the best item. I mean... And, oh, also in between, I did look up a couple other things. I looked up
Let's hope his promise holds.
romance and the endings of this game. Obviously, the order ending is get all the orders, or to kill all the people of the order, but the other one, and apparently this guy is supposedly, like, really, or Grand Magister is supposedly, like, really obvious who it is. Once, like, it unlocks, like, once we actually get, like, this picture of them, but that doesn't surprise me considering how much, like, I don't think that we've met this guy yet. But, I mean, obviously, once we do, assuming I remember what he looks like, it would be insanely obvious who they are, because they don't hide them very well, so...
I held to my oath, Reeve. I hope you will honor yours.
My promise holds, aye. They of Ord will join you in the fight against Rued's clan.
With your aid, we may yet save East Anglia.
In past times, that horn was used to muster fyrds all across our land. You may find others who have warmed to its call.
Good. Whatever willing men you find, rally them soon at the ruins north of Burt Castle.
Alright, so now we're gonna see if we got any more conversations we can do around here, because when we were at Theatford, we, I think that's actually all the guys that came with them. There was only like 5, so, including him. But yeah, there wasn't like a huge amount of them. Okay, so we got Theatford. We could go to Northwich and see if we got any more conversations we could do there, and then we also have Elminham, which we could go to and try and recruit. So we'll head back to Theatford first, just to see if there's anybody else we can talk to. But what was I talking about there? I went on a... fuck. Oh, right. The endings. I didn't read too much about them, because obviously I didn't want to have it spoiled for me. But during the romance thing, I read it, how one of the romances, there's 2 different kinds of romance. There's the, just like in, well, actually not just like in Odyssey. Origins obviously didn't have any romance because he was married for the majority of the game. And then was obviously still in love with her afterwards. But anyway, and then in Odyssey it was like all flings, besides the one DLC, so that they could tie it together. In this one here, though, there are 2 different kinds of romance. There's flings, and then there's serious romances. The serious romances are, I don't think, aren't affected. I don't think, anyway, that they are affected by flings. So, I mean, even if you do choose to be with someone, you come across somebody else, you can still bang them without consequences because of video games. And, you know, the time period would probably be a lot harder to catch somebody cheating on you in this time period than it would be in our time period. But the Huntress at the village is one that you can have a serious relationship with. And most of them are dudes, actually, come to think of it. Like, when I looked through the list, there was the one woman in Norway that was a fling, which I did. And then I think for like actual like full-on romances, there was like a lot of guys, and only I want to say there was may have only been I can only think of two anyway. So there may have been more than two, but I only know of two. And I'm only going to tell you one to avoid potential spoilers for people who don't want to know. Um, but one is obviously the Huntress back at our village, and we already know that we can romance her since we did talk to her and have the option to do so. Okay, I'm not seeing any more conversation bubbles. I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't look... I'm gonna go with that. We only had the one guy in this place. But yeah, anyway. And anyway, the second romance option, not that one, does affect the ending with Sigurd. Like I said, there are choices that you make. Or like I guessed early on when we were told that we would betray Sigurd, there are choices you make throughout the game that does affect him, and as it does affect whether or not you betray him. As it turns out, there are 5. We've already done 2, I think, because we did 1 because we didn't take any of the stuff when we left Norway. We left his father all of the treasure, and that we did not take any of it with us, which is good for our relationship with Sigurd. And then I want to say one of the ones that we did in whatever, with the brothers, I want to say one of those we did already. I'm actually going to look it up again just to see. Let's see, AC Valhalla Sigurd choices. That's the one. And in the end, it doesn't seem to affect a huge amount. Why the hell do I want recruitable Jomsvikings? I don't fucking care about that right now. Here we go, Sigurd choices. Yeah, whether or not to take the cargo. Oxford, Ravensthorpe. Oh, never mind. No, we actually haven't got to any of the other ones. But anyway, there is, I want to say, yeah, so there's 5 choices. And then if you make 3 choices that go against Sigurd, you get the bad ending with him, whereas anything less than that doesn't matter. There is one that I do entirely plan on taking. I think he's just the merchant, yeah. So we will end up with one, as they call it, strikes against Sigurd, but that'll be it. Now, I am going to do a little bit more research in between this part and the next part, probably, since I already have it up on my screen. Just to see if there is a way to do the thing without acquiring a strike. And actually, you know what? Oh, wait, maybe. No, this is just the stables. And you know what? I'm actually going to... Okay. Let's see. AC. What is this? A Fury from the Sea. Okay, so let's see if there are other people that we can recruit. Because, I mean, he did say that there might be other... Okay, actually, you know what? Because I'm going to assume that that actually doesn't. Okay. I don't actually know if any of this matters. Yeah, this is just telling me how the fight's gonna go. None of these are telling me. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll take the time to look then, because nothing that I'm looking up is talking about it, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, it generally takes a while for people to actually bother finding stuff in these kinds of games, and especially with like Assassin's Creed, it gets shit on so often that I feel like in like the last couple of games, because I know there was some stuff I did in Odyssey where like I tried to look at, like I looked up to see like, I don't know, like what had happened. I don't know. I remember there was stuff that I did in Odyssey that I looked up and could find nothing about it happening or how it happens or why it happens or what the results of it happening was, because people just I feel like Assassin's Creed is just one of those series where more people prefer to shit on it, so they don't actually bother to play the games, and instead they just kind of like rush through them, not actually paying attention or anything, um, which is fairly obvious a lot of the time. Like I can't tell you how many like reviews and that I read after beating Odyssey, and like there was just so much incorrect or like misleading information in there. Like they would say something that isn't necessarily wrong, but really leads to like it. But like it left out. It was lying by omission, basically. You know, where it's like they only told part of the story, or like part of like a game mechanic or something, and didn't bother explaining the rest, or they just like mentioned in passing a game mechanic but didn't bother with the rest. I can talk to the cat. What is this gonna let me? Oh, this is probably one of those mysteries, isn't it? Fuck, I did not mean to do that.
What a handsome cat. Hello, friend of Freya. What's wrong?
Hey, Nani, come back, you snake!
Here, little one.
No, must I chase the cat? All right, I'll do this since I did in fact start it, but that's definitely my bad. I don't think that we're gonna bother to look for any more recruits after this either.
Got you, little mouse biter.
Is it just me, or are the cats in this game huge? Because like Eivor is pretty fucking big, and like when the cats jump up into his arms, they look massive.
Wow! Nolly hasn't let anyone touch him since old Cutter died. But he sure loves you.
Do you want to join my crew, Nolly? You would make a fine raider, I think. Every longship needs a brave cat for luck, and for the rats. Looks like I have another raider.
Please tell me that I actually get the cat somehow. Like, that would be hilarious if it came up Yom's Viking recruited and it was the fucking cat. Alright. I'm not seeing anybody here that I can recruit to go. It could be that that comment didn't have anything to do with actually going and recruiting people currently like this. It could be that that's like just kind of like an off-the-cuff remark. Okay, so we go out that way. I'm going to go here. I'm going to check it because it's the only other town, and it's a pretty small one. So we'll quickly go here and check this. Because I can't imagine that they would only have like that one optional conversation on your way back to the book. Because that's even assuming that you travel that direction. Like, there's a chance that after you talk to the guy and go to clear out the location, that it's that it doesn't even that you don't even go that direction, right? And like meet that guy. So I mean, it seems weird to me that they would only put in the one, but at the same time, how many people are actually going to take that comment and go and look around for them? So I mean, there is a possibility that they didn't. Oh wow, we actually do apparently have the cat. I do not see said cat. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, look at that. We got the fucking cat. Alright, that's awesome. Okay, that's the merchant. Like I said, this is a pretty small area, so it shouldn't take us long to see if there's... I mean, even if it was just like one guy per town, or like, you know, you only talk to one guy, but then it ends up with more. Because, I mean, there's obviously a possibility that it's not even in this location, that maybe... Because this is pretty far away to have heard that horn blow, like... That'd be a pretty ridiculous distance for sound to travel. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna assume that we're good to go. Then, let's see, where's the fort? There's the forward camp. Where are we attacking anyway? Berg Fortress, right? Where even is that? Oh, there's a Yomsviking here. We'll go and see what they look like first, and then we'll probably fast travel back to Northwich, whatever. And he made his Yomsviking naked, because of course he did. Alright, well, I'm honestly surprised that that's the first one I've seen that's been naked. Not gonna lie. Alright, so yeah, we'll go back here just because that looks like it's the closest port to the location we need to go. And I think we're going in through the harbor, if I'm not mistaken. I talked about gates and setting a boat on fire and saying it to blow up the gates, so we'll see. I want to say that I was in here, though. And that I may or may not have opened the gates once already. Whether or not that is a different place that I'm thinking of, or even if it is the same place, whether or not that would be something that would still be, you know, broken, because I doubt it. But you never know. Could be. It would be, I feel, a little strange, though, for you to be able to do what I'm assuming is an important part of the quest before, like, that much beforehand. Alright. Follow river. And go to quest objective. Alright. So yeah, I am kind of excited to see how this ends. I mean, I'm going to assume Oswald is alive. It wouldn't surprise me if Rued is alive as well, because like I said, like when I showed that clip there, neither of their bodies were at the bottom. So I mean, there's a good chance that they are both alive. Well, I don't know about a good chance, but there is, you know, precedent that they would be alive, considering that, once again, their bodies were not there. Just two random corpses of somebody that I probably killed and knocked off of that. So yeah, we'll see. Because in all honesty, if he was the only king that we have for this area, I mean, he's got to be alive, right? Because I mean, it would be kind of weird if, like, we do the forward camp, we do the raid, we get rid of Rued's men, and then, like, what's the guy's name, Finir or whatever, was like, oh, by the way, I found a new king. It's this guy. He's gonna marry what's her face, and then that's gonna be that. Like, that would be awfully weird, in my opinion. Also, can't really make out the cat on the boat while it's in motion. I imagine that it's still in the same spot. I doubt that that's something that they actually bothered to move around. Um, but it is funny. Okay. You know, all of those fucking raiding icons that show up every time I get in my boat, it does make me want to go and just like do all the raids and just upgrade the fuck out of my place. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Valdis must have got to them.
Valdis must have got to who? Also, who's Valdis?
Let's put her in here. We will pick up.
Is the cat still there? I don't see it. Back there? Oh, there it is. It's back there that time. That's why I couldn't see it. I was looking at the wrong spot. I'm gonna go around. I feel like there's got to be a very easy like walk up to this. Alright. It would have been nice to find more people to recruit. I doubt that in the end it would make a difference. I mean, obviously we're going to win. We're the biggest, like we are the biggest difference that we can make, or that can be made, is just us. I mean, we could obviously do it by ourselves if we so chose.
Word of your actions in Theobald has spread like wildfire. Men are pouring in from across East Anglia, and our ships stand ready.
Theodbert's Reeve is with us. His men will be here soon.
More than his, the Kingsbury Horn has inspired men all across this kingdom. We will have the army we need. It seems Oswald got what he wanted in the end. Saxon and Dane united in common cause.
A pity he is not here to see it.
The forces will be ready soon. Are you ready to start the assault?
I mean, yeah.
Our target is Burg Castle, said to be impenetrable.
Good. Let them have their false confidence.
By cover of night, Valdis will lead the field at the front gates. With Rued's men distracted, our forces move on the sea gate from the backwaters at their backs.
And once we're in, we'll leave no gate closed in that castle. Rued's men cannot be allowed to dig in further. Your longship, is she ready?
She awaits her own special glory.
Oh, son of a bitch. No wonder it keeps getting...
They need your words, Abel.
Oswald was a man who didn't hesitate when you sought him for favors. A man who was fair and strong. A man who gave his life for his kingdom. Honor him today. Honor his memory. And fight with the same extra courage he showed!
For Oswald!
Now is the time. Today we rid East Anglia of Rued's clan, once and for all.
How did they all know to come here? Like, obviously, like, the guys from Theatford would just follow Reeves and he was told where to go. But I mean, like, everybody across East Anglia, theoretically, if they were responding to the horn, wouldn't they go where the horn was blown? I mean, I guess somebody could have been waiting there to direct them if they did show up to the forward camp, but I still feel like that would be improbable.
You remember the dream I spoke of?
You sailed through Helheim on a ship of fire.
Here, it may come to pass.
Dreams, life. Maybe they are one and the same.
I mean, dreams are generally a part of life, yes. One and the same may be a bit of a stretch. I also don't know if I should be doing anything right now. I mean, it says crash into Berg Castle, but at the same time, I'm going straight.
Tonight I ride the flaming sea steed, rushing for the spear din. A watcher light on water's wake. Another glory I will keep.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway. I mean, speaking of dreams, I had a really weird one last night. And I feel like I ended up waking up at like a weird moment in the dream. Like the dream was clearly not over. But I woke up anyway. Just because like my brain decided that it couldn't actually finish the dream. Because like very little in the dream made sense to begin with, as with most dreams.
We've been spotted.
Steady! Hold course!
And then yeah, it just kind of like ended.
Ready yourselves to brace, men.
And
We bring hell
yeah,
home to
it was
our
just
enemies.
really weird. I really do feel like it ended because
Some of their own from
it because there was just no like
Odin's hell.
logical, I guess, way to actually end the part, or like to actually end the dream where it would have made even a little bit of sense.
Close one that was!
Keep your shield arms limber.
I'm assuming that I can also dodge through these because there are some of these that I'm not actually being hit by. I also have a feeling that once we get here, they will not have this many archers there. Because that is fucking ridiculous.
Steady your hands!
I mean, it looks cool as fuck. But I feel like it is highly, highly inaccurate. I also don't see the longship that's supposed to crash into the gate. Because, like, is it the one that we were on?
Bring the sail in, now!
Oh, I guess it was. Oh my. Yeah, Eivor, look at the fucking mess you made. Holy shit.
Forward! Get that ram in place! We need to open these gates!
Well, let's go get them open then. Let's see, can I,
That glorious ram to use. Rued
Yeah, I can.
are all barred. Prepare to cut them down.
charge? Boosh.
This is for Oswald.
Now, I remember last time we did this. It took very little time for us to actually do it, and I feel like it would take a lot longer if you yourself didn't take command of it, you know? Also remember us not really having to brace. There we go. Let's just charge through all of them.
Incoming arrows!
The ram could push through.
Yeah, I can. There we go. Made it through there. I imagine you were supposed to brace.
Watch out!
Eivor also not actually having a shield equipped right now.
That's it! Oh!
What? I feel like we are getting the shit shot out of us. Oh, one of our guys got caught on fire. I'm sure it's fine. That guy in the back is taking so much fucking damage. Because there's just like that one archer who's like right there. Come on. Guys.
Now
Oh.
to the gate.
Yeah, now to the inner
Get
gate.
that ram to the gate and push! And keep pushing! East Anglia depends on it!
Yeah, these guys fucking really suck at stopping us, don't they?
Pressure!
The beard is broken through. These merchants and farmers can fight.
Oh, we're going this way. I thought we were going to the right. And
I need help
kaboosh.
to this gate!
Oh no, they're throwing shit at us.
Before
If only it made a difference. They really, really broke this by letting us take command of it. Like, if they didn't let us take command and we actually had to, like, stop the, and, like, we could, I mean, I imagine that we could leave them to it and go and stop the archers and that, but I mean, at the same time, is there a reason to not just fucking plow through everything with the battering ram? I mean, Probably if you were playing on like the hardest difficulty, this would probably not be a fucking viable tactic, like in the slightest. But I still feel like it's weird that that's how you can do these fights. Like, they're big, epic fights, but you can just grab the ram and just plow right through everybody. Dude, you don't even have your Spiro. He stabbed him with nothing.
Oswald. He lives.
Oswald lives! Eivor, is that you? Shut your ass, twig spine.
Stand fast. This will be over soon.
Worry not for me. You must stop.
Silence, fool.
So this is what it comes to, Wolfkist? Two Danes fighting over a filthy Saxon whoreson? This swine is your prize. Come and get him.
Alright.
We'll wear you out, meathing.
Are you going to? Fuckers.
No! Die!
Okay.
Odin!
Get rid of him, just because I can. Alright, let's go get this fucker.
The people of East Anglia have spoken, Rued. The people of East Anglia have spoken, Rued. Give yourself over.
Taken prisoner to a Saxon? To you? The Saxon lover comes to fight.
A miserable clan you lead, Rued.
Yes, and one that has bled this country dry for 2 summers.
Okay, why are you attacking him, dude? Go after the wolf.
You are finished here, Rued.
Your battle is not yet won, Oswald.
There we go, get the stun attack. Alright. Ow, fucker. Yeah? Oh, you know, you got a flaming sword. Whatever shall I do with that? If only I fucking cared. Come here, you piece of shit.
Flee, Rued, while pity restrains my blade.
Not till I've taken all these shores have to offer.
East Anglia will have its king, and it will not be you.
That groveling worm in a cage? You must be blind to stand with such a man.
Or do I just think that he's a better man than you? Because, I mean, I feel like that's not... Dude, you fucking blow. Is this all you got? You know, I feel like his health, like he would die from me countering him before, before his armor would break.
Why does a Dane fight tooth and nail for a Saxon? This Saxon of all!
He has in abundance that which you do not. He is fit to rule, fit to lead. You are not but a murderous plunderer.
This land is rife with weakness, and you are just a...
Thank you.
You throw in with these wastrels? These argive swine? For what? A scrap of land and a promise of peace?
Eivor, no! He should be tried before God, a lawful assembly. I won't have my reign begin with more blood spilt than is needed.
Another screeching skull. This man must die for the damage he has wrought. The old laws are clear. These are Oswald's lands, to rule as king as he sees fit. Does Eivor bow to kings. To defy a king would shame him. East Anglia cannot heal without his honor intact. And what of your honor, Eivor? How much are you willing to lose?
So I mean that, like, Odin is just Eivor then, right? Like, he sounds the same. He looks fairly similar. I'm gonna go with Oswald on this.
The rightful king of East Anglia has spared your life today, and so it will be.
Compassion is a virtue suited for anyone, Eivor, including you. Thank you.
You know, for an impregnable castle, it was fairly easy to bust through everything. I mean, once again, I feel like they needed to work on their assaults a bit so that you couldn't, like, did no playtesters just grab the thing and run?
See if he's well.
Thank you for heeding me, Eivor. I know the worth of such a gesture. All this is like a dream.
But you are not asleep.
Well fought, the both of you.
You came as well, old friend.
If I'd known you were still alive, I would have stayed in Norwich.
Look around you. A happy occasion and a glorious victory.
And soon, something more grand to take place. Our wedding, my love. If you will still have me, that is.
And why would I not?
I fought poorly. I melted under the heat and anger of that brute. And I never...
Oswald, stop. You fought with all your heart and soul. That's all you need ever do.
Come then. We have much to prepare for.
A bride to wed and a kingdom to lead. What some men wouldn't give for such things.
Countless men have died for them. And you, Vanir? Are you jealous of such things?
Hardly. My heart is afire, but my body aches. I desire only a long nap.
I saw a bale of hay back there.
Later, Abel. For now, I must see to the wounded.
Then I will see you at the wedding.
Aye, of course you will.
I should return
Alright.
to Elmenham. Oswald's wedding will soon begin.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm going to assume that I'm gonna level up again, because they do enjoy leveling you up in this game. I was working towards this one, so I could get that wolf gear upgrade. There it is. See, I told you they'd both still be alive. I didn't think that that's how they would both be revealed to be alive, though. I really thought that, like, Oswald would, like, come charging in during, like, a fight or something. Like, maybe Rued was there, we were fighting him, and then, like, Oswald comes charging in to help us fight the big fucker. I mean, obviously not that we needed it, but I mean, just as, like, a show that, you know, he was alive. I think that would have been cool, instead of just him being captured. Now, granted, from that fall, it makes sense that, like, the giant fucker was a little bit less hurt than Oswald. Like, the fact that both of them are walking and swinging weapons, well, I guess Oswald didn't swing a weapon, but I'm assuming he could. After a fall like that would indicate that they don't have any broken bones or anything. Now, granted, they very well may have fallen far enough to hit the water, and since it is ocean and there was waves and it was windy and it was stormy, I mean, the surface tension may not have been enough, because obviously if it was calm and they hit the surface of that water, it would be like hitting the ground anyway, and would still fucking hurt like hell. But
A beautiful
This
and
is rather
worthy
pretty.
celebration, my lord.
Thank you.
oh, here's a
May this
new.
feast set a spirited tone for East Anglia's future. Eivor, I'm so glad
Yeah.
you've made it. Just like you to keep a king waiting at his own wedding.
Yet I arrived in the end.
A part of me worried you wouldn't.
I told you I would see you crowned, and now here we are.
Without you, I'd be dead. Another wasted hope for East Anglia.
You look good, Oswald. Like a man about to marry a more powerful woman.
Why? Because I'm nervous as hell.
Of all the battles a man can fight, the war against himself is the hardest to win.
That would seem like a rather awkward exit. Dude, in-game cutscenes are hard. Because they have to, like, abide by, like, the standard movement of the models, and it just doesn't work very well for cutscenes. I like it. It's very nice, except for like the really shiny thing around her neck. I feel like if without that it would look better.
I hereby name you man and wife. As man and wife, I name you... Oswald of Elmenham, first of his name, the rightful king of East Anglia, with his lady Valdis, soul, fist, and beauty of this land.
You've done it, steward. A king now sits on the throne of East Anglia.
Don't leave yourself out of this song. We did it together.
Back to your dreams, then, of fire and Helheim.
I lost my way some time ago. Hard to say when. I don't want to be here. I never did. This was Halfdan's dream. He ordered me to see it through. In my dreams, I'm sailing, remember? Wind in my beard, salt on my lips. I want that life again. Whether or not I find it, only time will tell. Until then, let us feast, drink, and forget our pain!
So are we gonna get this guy as a Jomsviking then, I'm guessing, based on that?
Eivor, care for a challenge?
Sure. I'm assuming this is archery.
Wolf-kissed, gaze upon my pots. They stand so strong. Unbreakable at this distance, no?
They are not, Brothier. My arrows shatter whatever target they strike.
Even after draining so much meat, succeed, you shall be rewarded.
Keep your eyes open long enough to witness this, you drunken lout.
God, are we gonna have drunk archery now? Assuming I get to use my own bow, it should be fine, but...
Rued to his knees and let Oswald open for trial? I could hardly believe my ears either.
Yes, that's it.
Well, I mean, I'm not nearly as drunk as I was during...
An easy task for the wood-kissed.
Ah, barely a challenge.
Impressive. Impressive. Here as promised. Now go enjoy the party.
I mean, that wasn't nearly as much drunken... Like, I'm not nearly as drunk as I am during the Yuletide event. And I mean, I got used to that because every time I would start the game, I would be fucking wasted, so... Oh, God.
Your fist is without ale. Let us address that.
Surely a special kind of metal is required for drinking before the new king?
A metal not unlike your own.
To Odin and his endless glories!
And the new king of East Anglia. May his reign be long and good.
So they forgot to spawn in the
Not bad,
cups.
wolf-kissed.
I wager you couldn't drink more than me if you tried.
A fool's wager.
A challenge nonetheless. What say you?
I mean, let's do it.
I will drink you under the table.
Confident, are you?
Let us see how you fare against the ale beast of East Anglia. And we'll make it interesting. Put your silver where your mouth is. What say you?
I accept.
I'm assuming the stake our pride is just if you're broke. Although 130 is a weird amount. I'm assuming that, because like, the, like when you do this normally you have, I think it's 50, 100, and 200 that you can bet. And I'm going to assume, go out on a limb and assume that that alters the difficulty of the challenge. I've only ever bet 200 though, so I don't know. So the fact that this is 130 is weird, but it leads me to believe that they actually tied the difficulty into the amount. So like the fact that you're betting 130 means that it is slightly harder than medium, but it isn't as hard as the 200 one. I mean, once you get used to it, it's not bad. I still don't do them. Like, whenever I reach like a new area, obviously I play Orlog everywhere I can because there's an achievement tied to that. There's also a bunch of drinking things around, but I tend not to do those. Because you very rarely get anything for them.
But I am stronger.
Aye, stronger than me. You drink as well as Valdis. Now that I would pay to see.
Speaking of payment, where is my silver?
Here, well earned, wolf-kissed.
Get thinner down from the roof. Oh my god, I am so wasted. Let's see. Oh, there's something over here.
Look there, thinner on the roof.
The road to Val...
I have... Oh. No, it did activate this one.
The boar represents fertility. Did you know that?
As does Freya. What's your point?
You impress me, Eivor. Your battle wisdom, your strength of character, skilled in so many ways. Yet I wonder, is there any skill of mine that I could impress upon you?
Even a fool has something to teach, whether they are aware of the lesson or not.
Hey, hey. But I could show you how to wield my plow sword.
Have another horn of mead, brother. It's brewed with clover and raspberry, they say.
Did you hear what I... Yes, it's good.
Keep that up.
Wait, did you hear? Did my brother just call me? I think he... You know I should go. Brother!
The road to Valhalla does not run that way, Fimir.
He's been up there a while.
I mean, I could get him down from the roof very easily, I'm assuming just by shooting the thing out from under him. But I figure I'm going to go and talk to him. Because while I do think that it would be funny to just, like, fucking take him out.
The Saxon god wanders somewhere up here, does he not? I haven't seen him.
They like to say he moves with mystery.
some trouble now. But one day it will be eaten by a giant wolf and the nights will be black forevermore.
Are you all right?
I've tasted glory once again. And it was good.
I'm glad to hear it. Now,
I always felt like Skull, hunting, chasing and trying to fulfill Halfdan's wishes. But now I've caught my sun and moon. I've got them and I don't know.
you can let them go. Sail to a further shore.
My longship's in Valhalla. Don't you remember? Firestarter.
Come on. Let's get you to solid ground.
Everything's spinny.
It'd be really mean to fucking take him
You're
out there,
very
right?
Strong.
You're very large.
Sorry for this, Eivor. I've had one last glory. I should be happy. I am happy. Thank you.
It need not be the last.
Not the last.
Yeah, just
Fun
sleep
and
it off in
games.
the road.
I should see how Oswald is doing.
Eivor, I'm about to address our guests, and I'd like you to be there.
It's been a worthy ceremony so far.
And have you had enough fun yet?
I'm ready to hear you address your kingdom.
Good. Come, join me. Friends, honored guests, we've pushed through hard times. It seems like all we've known is loss and suffering. But it is not conflict that binds us. It is compassion. May we always favor compassion, even when our enemies refuse its boon. So, to my Dane friends and neighbors, I give thanks for the bravery you have shown during our collective struggles. And for my fellow Christians, may we continue standing as examples of our Lord's grace. Lights in the dark. I see East Anglia's future right here, right now, in all of you, Dane and Saxon alike. To our future.
Still a bit soft on insults, but the king has courage.
And to Eivor, without whom none of this would have been possible.
On behalf of East Anglia, let this ring be proof of our loyalty to the Raven clan and all they have done for us today.
Would you have any words of wisdom for us?
I'm not one to bask in the glow of another's triumph, but I'll say this. East Anglia is safe. Under his protection, under his guidance, under his wing, the good King Oswald will keep you safe for many moons to come.
To Oswald! Skull!
Skull!
Score! Okay, everyone, the bridal race starts now. Remember, you all have to lose to the bride and groom. Steady all, and ready yourself for the wedding race. The king and his bride against all.
My king. The sheep you left to guard me have been shorn.
Oswald, king of sheep fuckers, show your eyes.
I challenge you.
I accept.
No square, only sweat and blood.
He may be wounded, but don't let your guard down.
Let's settle this.
I will bury you, Saxon. I'll take all that is yours.
Should a king show mercy to one so malevolent? So cruel? I'll not give you the satisfaction of a good death, for my god forbids such cruelty. Therefore you are outcast. From this moment on.
You have won. My life is yours.
Your life is God's. Now go! Leave my kingdom and never return!
I do not understand this Saxon religion. Oswald is a coin. One side mercy, the other courage. There are few like him, I'll admit. Saxon or Dane.
Such a strange display. Courage and restraint like I've never seen. With all that's happened, with all the chaos Rued wrought, still, Oswald found reason to spare him.
It's a strange thing.
A remarkable thing. From what inner spring does such kindness run? I'd like to know. With my duty here fulfilled, I now choose East Anglia. I fight for you, my king.
Rise, old friend. You're embarrassing me.
Be well, Finnir. Your choice is a bold one. You continue to surprise Oswald of Ilmenham.
Thank you, Eivor. When we first met, I made an oath. I promised you an alliance.
You did.
You'll have it, so long as I draw breath.
Until next time, King.
Let's see how long we've been going. Oof, just a little bit over an hour. That's not bad. Alright. So that is that region done. Get another wolf, Way of the Wolf to increase our shit. That may actually be all of our gear upgrades for wolf gear. I don't see any there, so oh, that might maybe that's what the achievement is. Oh no, completely the arc. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any other ones, so we may switch over to up here and go for that and uncover the rest of these to see if there's any more hidden ability. Is there hidden skills? Although I kind of want to do these ones just to, because obviously like the skills I get from the assassin tree are more useful than any of like the stat boosts I get from it, but at the same time the stat boosts I get from it are pretty much worthless. So like I don't, because well I wouldn't want to say worthless. It's just it's a lot of stealth damage and assassination damage, and I don't need assassination damage since it's an insta kill, and I don't actually know what stealth damage does. I mean, I learned that stun knocks off their armor bar faster. That's what that does. So I mean that's always nice. But I don't know what I'm assuming stealth damage has to do with like maybe arrows, maybe like archery. If like you're not detected, you can shoot somebody maybe. Like obviously it has something to do as when you're undetected, but yeah, I don't know off the top of my head what exactly it would accomplish. Because you would think that stealth damage and assassination damage would apply to the same things, but I mean, clearly not. But either way, we have acquired our alliance there. And then next part we will... Oh, we got the Helheim set now for our boat. That looks pretty cool. Might...
Now it seems the wind calls me back to Randvi. Let's tell her the good news.
Oh look, the wolf is here.
Volker, why all this shouting? You are a good boy.
Let's see what's going on here. Trouble in the longhouse, is it?
Eivor, thank Tyr.
I heard shouting. Is something wrong?
Holger robbed me, and I demand he be punished.
Ha! Rot disappointed word. Does the deer rub the stream when she takes a drink? Does a cow rub a field when he crops on sweet grass?
Eivor, this matter requires sensitive judgment. Will you?
Of course. From the beginning, please.
Well now, there is no excuse too small, I see. Nothing to keep you from coveting that seat, is there?
In Sigurd's absence, who has better claim to oversee these disputes?
You might leave them to work it out for themselves, but that would mean letting go, would it not?
Can't wait till we get to kill that guy.
Please start again. Tell me all that has happened.
I will start. I have been falsely accused by this Saxon Philistine.
A filly, what? Are you mocking me?
Silence, please. I will hear both of your complaints and render a decision, awarding compensation if needed. Understood? Rowan, tell me your version of these events.
As you are aware, Holger and I are neighbors. Near enough that I often catch him at my stables, stealing my tools.
Borrowing.
Holger, let him speak.
Stealing, borrowing. My point being, I have always allowed him to use whatever he pleased. I greatly admire your Norse generosity and had hoped to match it. But this morning, Holger stretched the limits of my grace. Entering my stables for their feed, I found my most beautiful, gentle mare stripped of her tail. Bereft, not a strand in sight. I am ashamed to say my natural suspicion drew me to Holger, and how right I was. For when I peered across the lane, there he was, gripping a horse-tailed brush, slathered with indigo, dragging it across a sheet of...
Painting, Rowan. I was painting. You make it sound so crude.
You see? Such willful arrogance. It will take ages for Ilgafur's tail to reach its former length. I demand compensation.
I understand. Thank you, Rowan. Holger, let me hear your side.
Eivor, you have known me as a scout for years. You have seen how my poems bring life and joy and wisdom to our people. And you know that my work requires a certain, let us say, freedom to make use of rare resources to compose my verses. Often when lacking the proper tools, I have made use of novel items. Alvis's walking stick, Tovi's inks, all were given gladly.
You cut off my horse's tail to make a brush, you bleed.
Rowan?
As I was saying, this morning in the throes of poetic reverie, I realized that my latest piece required delicate brushwork. I could have used a frayed stick, some cloth, my hands, but no. I needed something gentler, softer, to make a perfect brush. I needed the fine hairs of a well-raised horse. And so I availed myself of a local resource.
You clipped Alfgafur's tail to the rump without asking.
It was early. I did not wish to wake you.
Thank you, Holger. I believe I understand your position. I believe I have heard enough. If you will...
My horse looks like a fool, Eivor. No handsomer than a donkey now. You must do something.
Do not conflate hair with beauty, Rowan. She remains radiant. Elgifur's hair will grow back in no time.
Quiet, both of you. Now listen.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I know that no matter what I choose, I don't actually get to, like, make the decision. Now, Rowan is right that he should have been asked beforehand. Yes, he probably would have said no, but that's beside the point. He should have been asked. You should not, like, borrowing tools and that's fine. Borrowing inks, borrowing whatever, the walking stick, although that seems a little weird. I don't know what he was doing with it, but whatever. But you shouldn't go, like, the horses are his livelihood. You shouldn't go in and do it, so I mean...
Holger, Rowan is clearly in the right. You sheared the tail from his horse without gaining permission.
I borrowed the tale. Borrowed. Does the reality of regrowth not make this a victimless crime?
It is a two-victim crime, Holger. Though they are unharmed, you took without asking, and that will not do. As the horse's value has diminished significantly, you will pay Rowan its market price.
But the horse was not for sale. Rowan, admit it.
My decision is final, Holger. Pay what you owe, and meet tomorrow as friends.
And if I do, may I keep the horse?
Pay the man and be done with it. Rowan, does this satisfy you?
It does. Thank you, Eivor.
Good. Then by Tyr's blessing, let this matter rest. We're done here. Return to your homes in peace.
Would you allow me to pay you with a vibrant painting? After some wish?
Yeah, with a painting. Alright.
Oh, hello, Eivor. Good day. That Holger, he is quite a character.
I almost envy him. To see the world through such a muddy glass and live with such petty concerns. He hasn't a care in the world.
Let's not walk too far with that idea. I need you right where you are.
East Anglia is with us. Their King Oswald has pledged his loyalty to us.
Eivor Kingmaker, we shall call you soon.
Oh,
Some
that levels
interesting
us up
news.
too.
King Ceolwulf has sent Ceolbert to Shropshire. He hopes to install him as Elderman there.
Good for Ceolbert. He should do well considering all he has learned from you.
I gave him only a taste of my knowledge. The rest he will need to figure for himself. One more thing. I do not know if you heard, but Sven passed away a short time ago. The poor man slipped away in his bed.
I had not heard, no. And how is Tovi? She must be gutted.
It has been rough on her. She spends quite a lot of time at his burial mound. Speak with her, if you have the time.
Okay. So yeah, we won't obviously do another one, although I do see that we now have 4 to choose from, probably. But, oh, that'll be it for this part. Next part, we'll check what letter we got. We'll go and find Tovi and speak to her, probably. Which is, nope, this one. I don't know who Sven is, which is unfortunate. I feel like that might make it a little bit more impactful. But anyway, yeah, we'll check our letter. We'll go do that, and then we'll head back into East Anglia to clear out some of these mysteries. Depending on what they are, I can't imagine. We should be able to get them done by next part, I would imagine. And then we might head into a new area. I guess it depends on what this is and how long these quests, or that quest is. But thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.